Lionel Messi entered the 2026 World Cup final as Argentina's captain, starting alongside Julian Alvarez against Spain in New Jersey. But only hours before the biggest match of the tournament, Messi posted a message that looked beyond the trophy waiting at the end of the night. He thanked the players and staff who had stayed together through every difficult moment, and he said their story could not be erased regardless of the final result. The message immediately raised an unavoidable question. Was Messi simply preparing Argentina for one more battle, or was the 39-year-old captain reflecting on a journey that may be approaching its final chapters? What has been confirmed is important. Messi did not announce his retirement. He did not call the match his final appearance for Argentina, and he did not say he was leaving international football. His message was emotional, reflective, and unusually focused on the people around him, but any claim that it was an official goodbye would go beyond what he actually posted. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. Messi shared the message on Saturday, July 18th, one day before Argentina and Spain were scheduled to meet at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Alongside a photograph with his teammates, he explained that the most meaningful part of Argentina's recent success had never been limited to lifting trophies. It was the daily experience of training together, competing together, recovering after setbacks, and enjoying the path as a group. He thanked his teammates, the coaching staff, and everyone working behind the scenes to keep this national team a family. Then came the line that gave the post its deeper weight. Messi wrote, "Whatever happens tomorrow," before saying the group had already created something unforgettable. His wife, Antonella Roccuzzo, responded publicly with a series of emotional emojis. That reaction added to the reflective tone, but the message itself remained centered on the team rather than on Messi's individual future. It sounded less like a prediction and more like an attempt to protect the meaning of the journey from whatever the scoreboard might eventually say. That distinction matters because Argentina had not arrived in the final through an easy or predictable route. The defending champions won all three group matches, defeating Algeria 3-0, Austria 2-0, and Jordan 3-1. Messi remained at the center of the attack, and FIFA's tournament statistics credited him with 8 goals entering the final. Argentina had scored 19 times as a team, the largest attacking total highlighted in the official pre-final coverage. The knockout stage, however, repeatedly forced Argentina into uncomfortable territory. Cape Verde pushed the champions into extra time before Argentina escaped with a 3-2 victory. Egypt then moved 2 goals ahead, placing Argentina's title defense in immediate danger. Goals from Christian Romero, Messi, and Enzo Fernandez completed another 3-2 comeback. Against Switzerland in the quarterfinals, Argentina again needed extra time before Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez helped secure a 3-1 result. Those matches explain why Messi's message emphasized recovering during difficult moments. The words were not abstract. Argentina had spent much of the tournament being forced to respond, sometimes after falling behind, and sometimes after being carried into extra time. The team's path became a repeated test of composure, and the most dramatic test arrived in the semifinal against England. England led as the match entered its final minutes, and goalkeeper Jordan Pickford had kept Argentina from finding an equalizer. In the 86th minute, Enzo Fernandez finally lifted the ball beyond him to make it 1-1. Then, during stoppage time, Messi delivered the pass that allowed Lautaro Martinez to head Argentina into a 2-1 lead. Within minutes, Argentina had moved from the edge of elimination to a second consecutive World Cup final. After that victory, Messi celebrated the team's ability to dig deep and thanked those who continued believing in the group. His later pre-final message expanded the same theme. The semifinal had been another reminder that this version of Argentina was defined not only by Messi's individual moments, but by its ability to remain alive long enough for different players to change a match. Enzo Fernandez scored the equalizer. Lautaro Martinez scored the winner. Messi supplied the decisive pass. There was another unexpected turn before the final. Argentina's last training session on July 18th was delayed by approximately 35 minutes because an electrical storm activated weather safety procedures. Once the team was cleared to enter the field, the players worked through technical, speed, and coordination drills before Lionel Scaloni conducted a shorter tactical session in the rain. Nearly 400 accredited journalists were present for part of the practice, reflecting the scale of the attention surrounding Messi and Argentina. Scaloni had already addressed Messi's position in the story. At his pre-final press conference, the Argentina coach said reaching another final at 39 was an extraordinary achievement and argued that Messi's history and status should be properly appreciated. Scaloni also praised the wider group for continuing to compete at the highest level over several years. His comments closely matched the message Messi would later publish. The result mattered enormously, but the sustained journey had already become significant. Spain, however, represented a different challenge from the opponents Argentina had faced earlier. Luis de la Fuente's team reached its first men's World Cup final since winning the tournament in 2010. In the knockout rounds, Spain defeated Austria, Portugal, Belgium, and France. It entered the final with one of the strongest defensive records of the competition, and with a settled group built around players including Rodri, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, and Mikel Oyarzabal. The matchup was also balanced historically. Before the final, Argentina and Spain had met 14 times, with 6 victories for each country and 2 draws. Their only previous World Cup meeting occurred in 1966, when Argentina won 2-1. This time, Argentina was pursuing a 4th World Cup title and the first successful men's title defense since Brazil accomplished the feat in 1962. Spain was seeking its 2nd title. The final lineup announcement provided the newest confirmed update after Messi's post. Scaloni made 3 changes from the semifinal. Rodrigo de Paul returned to midfield, Gonzalo Montiel started at right back, and Nicolas Gonzalez entered the team. Leandro Paredes, Nahuel Molina, and Giuliano Simeone moved out of the starting 11. Messi remained captain and partnered Julian Alvarez in attack. Spain kept the same starting lineup that had defeated France. Unai Simon started in goal, with Pedro Porro, Pau Cubarsí, Aymeric Laporte, and Marc Cucurella in defense. Rodri captained a midfield that also included Fabian Ruiz and Dani Olmo, while Yamal, Alex Baena, and Oyarzabal led the attack. The decision presented a clear contrast. Spain trusted the same structure that had brought it through the semi-final, while Argentina adjusted personnel for the final challenge. And that brings the story back to the meaning of Messi's words. The timing made them impossible to separate from questions about his future. A 39-year-old captain, already a World Cup winner, was preparing for another final while speaking about companionship, resilience, and memories that could never be taken away. Those themes naturally sounded like the reflections of someone aware that these opportunities do not continue forever. But awareness of time is not the same as an announcement. Based on the public record, the safest conclusion is that Messi was trying to define the tournament before the final defined it for everyone else. If Argentina won, the journey would be remembered as a historic title defense. If Argentina lost, Messi was insisting that the preceding weeks and the years this group had shared would still matter. That interpretation fits both Argentina's difficult route and Scaloni's public praise for a generation that had repeatedly returned to the final stages of major competitions. Here is the start line takeaway. What changed was not Messi's official international status, because no retirement decision was announced. What changed was the tone surrounding him. On the eve of the final, he chose to place the human experience of the team beside the pursuit of another title. The timing matters because every appearance now carries questions about how many major stages remain, but viewers should not convert those questions into a confirmed farewell. What remained unresolved as the final began was the result against Spain and what Messi would decide after the tournament. Neither his social media post nor Argentina's official statements provided an answer about his long-term international future. The confirmed story was already significant enough. Messi had led the defending champions into another World Cup final, scored 8 times during the tournament, helped create the semi-final winner, and then paused before the final to thank the people who had traveled the entire road beside him. Whatever happened after kickoff, the message ensured that Argentina's run would not be judged only by one final score. Messi had framed it as a story about the group before the world learned how the last chapter would end. The trophy would decide the champion. It would not, in his view, erase the journey.